y'all. It is your girl Jam.
And Misunderstood.
And we are back in the mid-afternoon live.
You gonna come on here mid-afternoon?
On,
because it's still what day?
Wednesday. Yes.
And who runs the world?
Girls.
But today, this afternoon, we got us a gentleman in the house, and not just any gentleman.
Just any
Not
gentleman.
just any.
Right.
We have got gubernatorial candidate Desmond Meade in the house with us.
He had a whole blush moment. Okay.
Yeah, I've been blush moment. It's a little premature, but listen. I'll take it how it comes. I think it is an honor that people are considering that. People are asking me about that, and we can talk more about it later. But
absolutely,
I am for real, extremely happy to be with you all for real.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm one of the brothers that understand the rules. I understand the assignment, right?
Yes.
I've been coached by my beautiful wife Sheena, and I know what time it is.
That's right.
I know what time it is.
We want to thank you, Miss Sheena, for
thank you, Miss Sheena.
Yes, we thank you that his socks match his shirt. We
Come on.
Give me my props.
Yes, and we want to thank you that you taught him, you trained him up in the way that he should go. Good job. So we're really excited about having you here. We know that you've written a book that details a lot of instances and circumstances in your life. And we are excited about what that means for the future. Now, first, tell us about the book.
Yeah, so the book is Let My People Vote. And I actually wrote it in 2020. I thought it was appropriate because we was entering into a major presidential election. And this is a part, right? It was the first presidential election that a lot of people in the state of Florida was going to be able to vote, even myself included, right? I think the last time I had voted was way back when I was 18 years old, like over 30-something years ago. And I had never voted in a presidential election before 2020. And so I had lost my right to vote a long time ago. And so that moment, or the moment of me voting in 2020, was a very special moment. And so it was fitting that I came out with this book that basically said, Let My People Vote, that talks about my life and talks about the effort and how our effort came about to actually restore voting rights to over 1.4 million people in the state of Florida.
Now that is a huge accomplishment, and that is a great service that you've provided to individuals, a lot of whom didn't even know they could have their rights restored.
There's a lot of people that still don't know it.
Yes,
that's real.
But thanks to you and that effort, it is a much more accessible entity. There's now, I can guarantee you, if you are talking to 3 people, at least one of them know, about that, the rights to restore voting rights. And I think in Florida, that is hugely big because of you.
Yep, that's a
huge because of you.
I'm gonna take some of the credit, but I'm not really gonna take all the credit because I know some of you guys, even up here in Pensacola, was very active in that, helping collect petitions, right? So we could get it on the ballot, and then help turning people out. That actually, and it was so amazing because over 5.1 million people voted yes on Amendment 4. Let me tell you how significant that number is. That's more people than who voted for governor of this state. 5.1 million. No governor ever gotten that many votes. And so we had that, and it really showed the power of people power. Right. It showed when, I remember speaking at a church like maybe a couple nights before the election, and I told them that the most important name on the ballot was not Andrew or not a Ron. The most important name on that ballot was Pookie, Ray, John, every family member, anybody who you love, who's ever made a mistake, who lost the right to vote, their name was on that ballot too. And it was in the form of Amendment 4, right? And people responded, and we showed the whole world and the state what can be accomplished, right? When you could run a campaign that brings people together from all walks of life, all political persuasions, right? And solve a major issue, and not by using scare tactics and not by driving people out with fear or with anger, but actually moving people with love.
Absolutely.
They can relate to it.
Absolutely. And I personally say thank you for that, because I know of so many people that were looking for ways to get their voter rights restored. And you literally gave a platform for it to be done. So
big deal
for Northwest Florida. Thank you. We
big
appreciate
deal.
that.
Hey, listen, we want to create more platforms.
Absolutely.
Amen.
More
to that.
platforms for folks.
Absolutely. So listen, we're going to step out really quickly.
Real quick.
Pay a couple of bills really quickly.
Real
and
quick.
we'll be right back.
You got to pay them bills.
Yes.
Important.
More with Desmond Meade when we come back right here at RWR Live 365. You're listening to
Radio Reimagine.
Never forget, you are tuned in
to the, say it with me, culture.
The culture.
Yes. We'll be right back. So listen, really quickly when we go back in, I'll just ask you to let people know how they can get in contact with you.
Of course.
Yeah. So we still, of course, we're still here. So I'm reading your book last night because I was so disturbed by going to bed. I was like, I need to walk this off. So I just sat on the end of the bed and was reading. We all went to dinner last night.
You read a book.
Yeah.
Right?
No, because I was so full out for the food.
Okay, then.
Like this should be illegal.
And read the book calmed you down.
Right. And it calmed me down, right? Great. So I was reading some of the book. I was reading the book and I love how you start off the book. So I love autobiographies. I love books about people's stories, how they got to where they are. That is so grand for me, right?
Yeah.
So I was reading at the very beginning, before the chapter even started, I read the beginning of that. And I love how you set it up. You already set it up for you to know, oh, I'm going to tell you the business. I'm going to give you all of what you want. And you did that in the first, I didn't get past the first chapter, but let's just be clear. But in that first chapter, it was very inspiring to know where you started from. Like, because really and truly, we can talk about, like, I can talk about restoring rights all day, every day, but I've never had to go through that.
Yeah.
So I'm panting and talking about it, but I don't know how you feel. But you did.
Yeah.
You made me feel what you really was feeling.
Yeah.
So on carrying on with the book, I'm excited what everything is.
Oh man, wait till you get to the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
If you already impressed with the first chapter, oh my God, I can't wait.
Yeah, because I would have never known any of that about you. I was like, hey, what? What is it? I can't believe you did it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You in the business. I love the part when you said the lady came and touched was finna pray for you. You say, I'm thinking she finna pop that olive oil
I
over.
thought she was.
Funny.
I thought she was. And she pointed over and said, hey, go get an appointment. I was like, what? But that's a good, that is a story of just even with my relationship, my spiritual journey, my relationship with the church, and even comes out of even the challenge to the church, as well as how the church is showing up. And I could tell you, like, I remember for a campaign, over 825 different congregations of faith came together, right? And so of returning citizens throughout the state. And I'm talking about conservative Christian churches, Latino evangelical churches, African American churches, Jewish synagogues, Islamic mosques. All of these institutions of faith came together. You know what was their banner? Let my people vote. Right? Just like when Moses was with the Pharaoh in Egypt, said, let my people go.
Pharaoh was like, no, don't tell me what to do.
But we was like, let my people vote. And you had our pharaohs that said no, that we can't tell you what to do. But guess what? We end up making that happen.
We ended up making it. And me and Gal always say this, that we are stronger
when you're together.
So for that to do that, we can go. You ready? Because Gail, when she fumbled around in the little thing, they let me know she ready.
No, you got about 20 seconds.
Yes. Okay. I speak Gail. As she tell everybody, I speak Jam. That's not what they meant, Jam. I'm like, okay. Don't do that. Don't laugh on my behalf.
I have no comment.
Just pray for me, brother.
Hey, with 2 or 3 in agreement? Okay. All right.
All right, let's go.
Can we touch and agree?
Oh my word. Hey, I'm getting double teamed here, but it's okay.
What had happened was
so we got Dr. Desmond in the building.
You better come on with the doctor.
Doctor, right. We got Dr. Desmond in the building, and he's giving us, if y'all didn't, we talked about some stuff off screen. So make sure you go back and listen to it. Absolutely. But we were talking about his book. And is it time for us to talk about the book yet?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we was talking about the book. I've had the opportunity to read some of it already, and I was just telling him I like how he puts himself in the book, and it's real, it's true. It's an intentional thing. But I also was telling him it made me understand how he felt when he could not vote.
Yeah.
And the things leading to. And I think when you're writing a book, when you put yourself in, I think people can understand it, and I think
more relatable.
So I think it's important in everything that we do that we connect along the lines of humanity. And unfortunately, politics today try to cloud that, right? And divide us with so many things, right? And these labels, right? That lose sight of the fact that deep down inside we're still human beings. Deep down inside we're still sons and daughters of Christ, right? That deep down inside, guess what? We actually still have the same concerns, right? And so part of the thing with that book was in just exposing myself to say, wait a minute, like, I'm not going to come at you from this position as if I'm looking down. No, I'm going to let you know where I came from, right? And that I've walked a step or two in your shoes. You know, I used to be that guy that was homeless. I used to be that guy living behind, you know what I'm saying? And I used to be that guy that society looked down on, right? And I was fortunate enough to be able to rebuild my life from the ground up, right? And so I'm like, yeah, I'm that guy that do understand what it feels like when you see a government that don't see you, right? Or don't fight for you, don't work for you. I know how that feels, right? Because I've been there, right? It's not something I had to learn in a textbook or I had to hear about from somebody else. It's something that I've experienced. And my story, I hope that my story serve as an inspiration because when people see, man, if Desmond can do this, listen, let me tell you something. I went from in front of railroad tracks, right? And I've over the years, I've challenged people to come up with one person, right? I went from a guy that was at railroad tracks at the crossroads of his life to the day, I mean, Central Floridian of the Year, Floridian of the Year. Time magazine named me one of the 100 most influential people in the world, right? MacArthur Foundation named me a Genius Fellow, right? And my organization that I led was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize by the same organization who nominated Dr. Martin Luther King. And so here I am, a guy that's a regular guy, right? And I always believe that God takes the least among us to bring about the biggest change, right? And I think that, you know, my story is an example that no matter what obstacles might be in front of you, no matter what mistakes that you may have made, you still have an ability to overcome those mistakes. Nobody else living in the state of Florida that can claim that they have all that stuff right there, right? Yeah. And the only reason I got it is because I made a commitment early on to do God's work, right? And his work was so simple, right? It was so simple to take whatever I've been through and use it to make this world a better place, not just for a certain amount of people, not just for a certain brand of folks, not for a certain political party or whatever, but for everybody. Everybody, even the people that may not like me, that may not agree with me. My job, improve, use my life to make everyone else's life better. And once I discovered, and I'm a living example, that once you commit to that, once you putting people first, oh my gosh, so and I'm blessed. Formula, and that's what that book talks about.
I love that. I love that. Now listen,
I'm gonna clap because yes,
I appreciate being able to run your resume of things that you've accomplished. But now tell us what's ahead. What's ahead?
That's a great.
What's ahead? Okay, you okay?
Yeah. What's next?
What's ahead is making sure that I think the people of Florida are understood.
Yes.
Not misunderstood, but are understood. And what I mean by that is that I've just recently launched a political committee called Florida Together.
Okay.
Right. And the basis of this committee is to be able to bring people together from all walks of life, something that I've naturally done over the years, right? Yes. I did it with Amendment 4, right? Together along the lines of humanity, right? And around some basic, simple principles.
Yes.
And one of the main principles is that whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, I see the possibilities when all the folks come together, believing that government should work for people.
Yes.
And so Florida Together. So for people who live in Florida throughout the state, whether you're a registered Democrat, Independent, Republican, or MPA, or even if you're not even registered at all, right? If you live in Florida, right? We want to hear from you. We want to know, what are those things that keep you up at night, right? What are those things that you aspire the state to be? What are the qualities that you look for in leadership, right? Right. And whether, are you okay with waking up every day living in fear of your neighbor or hating your neighbor? Or do you aspire to have something better than that? Right. And wanting to really capture the voices of everyday Floridians. You know, a lot of times you'll hear politicians say the will of the people and all. And sometimes when I hear them, I be like, what people they talking about? Because I don't even see them talking to people to begin with.
Not at all.
And
If you run up on them, they'll knock you down.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to go that route. I wanted, and I was very purposeful in launching this political committee, because I do think that, you know, Floridians throughout the state, right, from Pensacola all the way down to Key West and all points in between, right, deserve to be heard, deserve to be seen, right, and we want to give them a platform.
So tell the people really quickly, how can they contact you to be a part of that platform?
Well, listen, here's the thing, right? And I told folks that I have a website out right now, and I purposely created just a splash page, right? Because you know how a lot of folks, they'll build out websites and make it all fancy. No, what is going to build out our platform and social media is everyday Floridians, right?
I love that.
I want you to go to our website at Build Florida Together, buildfloridattogether.com, right? And plug in and sign up to get notifications, or go to any of our social media handles. I don't care what social media platform you go to. All you got to do is go to Build FL Together, right? And we're going to be giving opportunities for people to share their stories. We're going to be, as I'm traveling around the state of Florida talking to everyday Floridians, we're going to be able to capture their stories, and we're going to be building the website with people's stories. You know, people want to talk about what the voters want, right? We want to create a platform to show what the voters want, right? And so that's what this is all about, how we're doing something to capture the voice of folks, so people could feel seen, they could feel heard, they could feel like there's someone out there that's at least fighting for them or working for them.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Congratulations.
Well, huge congratulations. Much continued success on your endeavors. And I look forward to having you back. So you can let us know how it's progressing and we'll be checking out the website.
Absolutely. And listen, you can go on there and make sure you donate too, right?
Absolutely. Come on
we
now.
need folks with the listen. This is
not an offering.
The offering.
Gail's she gonna make sure. Yep. She gonna make sure.
Listen, I'm asking. What's this? It's plain and simple. What I'm asking is for people of Florida to be a part of building what they desire for right?
Yes.
And hey, you know, I'm understanding that, you know, one of the main things that's hurting everybody, you're on the side of the aisle or the other, that's irrelevant, because everybody's same issue, affordability and things of that nature.
Absolutely.
And so I understand times are hard.
Absolutely.
Right? I understand that. And so, you know, listen, I found like an infomercial, right? Listen, just 50 cents, your spare change. You want to change Florida, right? Let's see about, could you pledge your change for change, right? Could you pledge your change to change the state of Florida
for change,
right? And so when you get on there, listen,
kitschy.
50 cents a day, we get that, right? The 50 cents. And when you multiply it times, 30 days in a month, you come up to $15. So can you folks commit to saying, okay, you know what? I'm willing to give my spare change, right, to create, to help build a better Florida for everybody. Hey, I can do $15. Absolutely. Right? And so,
absolutely.
And there are folks that maybe could do more or whatever, but definitely opportunity to plug in and get involved, plug in to be a part of the change that you want to see.
Absolutely.
Right? And to plug in to support the effort to build Florida together.
I love that. I love that.
Yep.
Be sure and follow all the information that you've been given. Please go back and share this video. Make sure you share this. Yes, I've already shared it. So thank you for out with us.
Thank you so much, family.
Absolutely.
That's what's up.
Absolutely look forward to having you back again right here at RWRI 365. You have been listening to
Radio Reimagined.
Absolutely. And brother, you best believe you've been tuned in
to the culture. Let me hear you say am.
Culture.
Oh, I like it.
That's my word.
I like it.
Culture.
No,
I can't do it. I look like Cardi B or something.
Yeah, this is what I'm finna say. A quick picture or no? Because I smell the chicken.
Did we take a picture?
I know that's right.
You said we have?
We took the picture.